Hello everyone and welcome back to Creatures of Ava. This is just going to be a bonus reading episode for the swamp critters. Alright. Raga. When a raga walks, its broad tail sways with the rhythm of Ava, Grinar, Nam Shaman. On its hind legs, the raga can jump 3 meters or more, and with its claws, it is better not to think about it. The raga are also dangerous from a distance. It spits poisonous balls that take a few seconds to dissolve. It is poisonous. It has claw leap. 75 kilograms in weight. It is aggressive, a carnivore, 1.46 meters in size, and has ground type movement. And I did get withered photos of these. Shoom. What kind of moron doesn't like the shoom? Get out of here. Uck young Nom. Its sting is as sharp as a rapier. Shoom normally use it to pierce bulbs and fruits. A shoom may briefly hesitate, then launch itself at a predator, impaling anything in its path. It is poisonous and has sting lunge. Weighs 4 kilograms. It is aggressive, insectivorous, is 97 centimeters in size, and it is flyer. Gahul. The strength of the Gahul comes from the creature's mind. A good guard must be like this. Bor-Ek, guard of New Lanlania. Large straws usually mean a powerful bite. The Gahul is no exception. The Gahul's skull is particularly thick and resistant, which explains why this creature's main attack is a desperate lunge. It is armored, has headbutt and a few different abilities. 77 kilograms. It is aggressive, a carnivore, 1.60 meters, and has ground type movement. Kaisho. I feel like the Kaisho sometimes. When something catches their attention, they can't rest until they get it. Nimar. They are curious creatures. When they find a new object, they instantly bury it so they can examine it more closely later. It can cause vibrations to raise sharp stones from the ground. It's armored and has ground spines. Alright, it's 264 kilograms, elusive, insectivorous, 1.68 meters in size, and is underground type movement. That's not a very good infected photo. I should have done better. Moosie. An antidote can be crafted with the saliva of the Moosie, but a better antidote is not getting poisoned in the first place. Grenar, Nom Shaman. It lives in symbiosis with mollusks on its head, using these as a helmet. A Moosie can perform powerful headbutts. A Moosie mouth is a nest of bacteria. When they roar, this bacteria comes out in a poisonous cloud. Interesting. It is poisonous, has charge ability, 228... Is that heavier than the Kaisho? No, but it's close. Okay. 228 kilograms in weight, is aggressive, herbivorous, 1.48 meters in size, and ground type movement. Marasic. God, I hope Cratavis doesn't get his hands on this thing. Dr. Michael DuPont, biologist. The Marasic is terrifying in its looks, yet harmless in its nature. It dies giving its last warmth to a single lucky offspring. The fearsome eyes of the Marasic will follow that which interests it with great attention. Poisonous and armored, heavy charge, 5,000 kilograms. Okay, I think that's close to an elephant. Yes. On the higher end, but yes. Alright. It says aggressive, but it really wasn't, and you just said it wasn't. It is a carnivore. It's 35 meters. And it's ground type movement. Okay. How long is that? Alright, it's 38 yards long. I don't think I had an infected one to take. a photo of anyways, so... Alright, that is all animals. Jungle, 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 oh my god. There we go. Lagla. If you eat this before sleeping, leave a window open. Trust us. Make you fart. Location is Maruba Swamp. It drops Lagla flower. It grows almost everywhere and it has green essence. This edible succulent is made of multiple leaves of extraordinary thickness, full of probiotic nutrients and a great source of fiber. Yeah, so it makes you fart. Paloas. Ugh, only a moosey could stomach this trash. Ugh, young nom. Location Maruba Swamp. It drops Paloa's coral, grows close to trees, and has blue essence. An epiphytic herb that grows at the base of swamp trees. Their pigmentation is characteristic of this area, and their strong taste makes them a delicacy to grazing moosey. A Turk. Kind of like blueberries, but bigger. Much bigger. Dr. Margaret Turr. It's found in Maruba Swamp. It drops a Turk fruit, grows in forests, and has blue essence. These oversized berries grow on short, firm stems. Their fruit is sweet, so much so that the Nam avoid it entirely. A human, however, will find it perfectly fine. Velcla. Vulgar plant. Ugly flower. Useless. Dr. Jeremiah Cortavis. Location is Maruba Swamp. It drops Velcla stem, grows on lily pads, and has red essence. The red flower of this aquatic plant can extract nutrients from toxic environments, but in a manner that seemingly defies scientific explanation. This causes frustration in those who examine it for clinical purposes. Grood. Hey! Epar, non-musician. Located in Maruba Swamp, it drops a grood rattle, grows inside caves and other dark locations, and has white essence. Fast-growing bioluminescent fungi of low toxicity. They can induce fever if ingested in large quantities. In small doses, however, the effect is very stimulating. Okay, it's the plants. Kamlo, chief of Lanlania. What would happen if the Nom truly argued? I've not yet seen that. Dr. Margaret Turr. In the rare instances a schism does arise in Nom society, the affected community prefers to resolve this through separation. This comes with its own problems, but seems to allow for completely non-violent power dynamics. Trilo, quote-unquote, chief of New Lanlania. Trilo? You think Trilo knows what's best for Nest Ward? Comlo. A Nom schism may result in the founding of a new village with its own leader, but due to their closeness with Ava and their deep connections with one another, separations in Nom society can be particularly emotionally scarring. Grenar, Nom shaman. This Nom's knowledge of swamp plants could fill 10 libraries. I must note their name. Dr. Jeremiah Cortavis. Shaman spent a lot of time preparing healing infusions, antidotes, and tonics. It is a valuable and labor-intensive role, yet most describe themselves only as a mediator for the true healer, Ava. Epar, Nom-musician. Some of us commune with Ava in unusual ways. Grenar, Nom-shaman. Nom physiology is not fully understood, but it is evident that local stimulants and relaxants have some effect on the bodies of the Nom that partake. Shum juice is one example of such an intoxicant. Its exact ingredients remain unknown. Ukti, Nom-human enthusiast. I gave that young Nom a stack of science textbooks. I think it was a mistake. Dr. Michael DuPont. The ability of Ava's inhabitants to quickly absorb language has been instrumental in human Nom communication. However, the human's tongue variety has left some Nom overexcited. Borek, main guard of New Lanlania. Borek, now there is a Nom who knows what is what. Kamlo. The lackadaisical nature of Nom guards may not be immune to disruption. If a Nom guard were to take their job seriously, it might cause severe problems. But this is just conjecture. Ukup. Most Nom feel conflict is unseemly. Not Ukup. Grenar. Political disagreement in Nom society more often presents as a brief, quiet discussion, but it's possible some Nom, being influenced by human language, will become louder and more abrasive. Yeah, Ukup definitely was. Usfur, guard of Lanlania. How dare you not say that about us? We know jokes. We know lots of jokes. We refuse to use them. Borek. Nom guards are famously fond of at least one joke, which in no way detracts from the rigor with which they carry out their duty. Stapoon. Stapoon is a good guard. Barely ever falls asleep. Usfur. Wild charisma and individuality is not overly valued in Nom culture. Most of Ava's inhabitants prefer their neighbors to be simple and straightforward. Liwa, caretaker of Ava's nostril. Okay. Places. Swamp Teleport Secondary Station. Paths are made by walking. Grenar. In this small building, a teleportation device facilitates movement throughout this dangerous region. Velkla Garden. Plants are often nourished by what is toxic to us. We must always remember that other ways of living persist. Grenar. Despite the name, this area hardly resembles what a human would identify as a garden. It's an aquatic area where countless Velkla float. It could be an idyllic place were it not for the enormous toxicity of the water. Its mere contact causes skin irritation, and if it penetrates the epidermal tissue, the consequences can be fatal. Ava's nostril. Ah, what a good place to chill out. Liloa. A natural well that reaches into the heart of the planet. In former times, it emanated a singular steam, which drew wisps in the air and spread a damp, pungent odor. Now it seems to have become a bit of a hangout spot. Lanlania. A community is like a nest ward. It can't thrive when it is stifled. Trilo. This village is surrounded by toxic waters, which, in a way, is a protective measure. There are several paths to access it, at the end of each of which a guard prevents the entry of withered creatures. Its population has been reduced by about half. Conflicts over leadership have caused some Nom to move to another settlement. New Lanlania. It is a place of no significance. Don't bother. Come low. Surrounded by an impassable fence, the leader of this settlement is seen by many as lenient and wise. If only the same could be said for its main guard. Despite the strict security, life inside is as placid as any other Nom village. Blue Food Woods. To see a flock of moosey frolic here is a great joy. Trilo. Compared to the hazards that characterize this region, this forest is relatively calm, inhabited mostly by moosey. It receives its name from the great quantity of aturk and paloas, the blue fruits, that flourish here. Ava's bosom. Bathe in the waters here to feel the warmth of Ava. Grenar. In this small grotto, Ava's energy comforts the Nom who visit it. Even a human of mild sensitivity may perceive this sense of shelter. Antari Swamp Tower. This swamp is the region with the fewest Antari ruins. Perhaps they were less adaptable to the environment than the resourceful Nom? We'll never know. Dr. Margaret Terror. This Antari Tower, like those found in other regions, contains writings about their civilization and technology, as well as the Cogstone Podium. Aleph Prime's Study Center. Thanks to all the information we're gathering, we'll be able to make life easier on many planets, including this one. Dr. Michael DuPont. This complex of buildings stands in the middle of the swamp. On one side, it houses the only hangar humans installed on the entire planet, a place where vehicles were parked and repaired. The main building gives its name to the complex. It is a study center where experiments were proposed. Swan Base. The brightest research must sometimes take place in the dark. Dr. Jeremiah Cortavas. Under the swamp, some Aleph Prime research staff built this imposing base as a first step in the exploitation of Ava's resources. However, the entire project appears to have been aborted. A large part of the machinery installed can still be found in the building, including a drainage machine designed to reduce toxins released from other unknown experiments. Okay. Okay, I believe it was Sasnuea. Sasnuea, the Ferryman of Souls. Sasnuea is a silent witness to the eternal dance between life and death in a swamp, a symbol of the inevitable transformation. Sasnuea, son of the swamp. Among dangerous waters and growing plants, Sasnuea found its home, becoming entwined with the very essence of the swamp. Sasnuea, pride and cunning. Sasnuea's mind is as sharp as its forked tongue, a promise of lethal poison hiding behind its serene appearance. Sasnuea, an unknown origin. Sasnuea's origin is an enigma that defies comprehension, an eternal presence that extends beyond the limits of knowledge. Sasnuea the elusive. It is increasingly difficult to find Sasnuea on the surface. Always anxious to remain protective, something seems to be bothering it. Okay, I think that's everything I have for the swamp. Nice, short, and simple bonus episode. Well, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!